Do you think parents should give more living expenses to young people who are dating?
Why would the expenses increase?
Well, the two of them need to eat together, go out, watch movies, and so on.
In the past, it was often said that you give me a peach and I give you a plum, and the two people develop feelings. The things exchanged don't need to be complicated. The most important thing is that there is emotion involved.
Even if parents don't give their children money, the money saved frugally is still given by the parents?
If you are willing to lower your standard of living, that is also a reflection of your intentions. But if you don't lower your own standard of living, then of course it can't represent your intentions.
If the family doesn't have money, it's okay not to give. But if the family has money, shouldn't they give at least a little?
Love is a matter between two people. We can't say that because a person's family is poor or rich, it adds weight to their romantic relationship. Although marriage is somewhat related to family during the dating phase, we should emphasize the purity of emotions. This will lay a solid emotional foundation for our future relationship. In this process, if the family is too involved, it's like letting your son use the family's money to entice a woman to like him. Then, do you think the girl likes your child? From another perspective, does our son deserve the girl? Once we obtain something that money attracts us to, we no longer find it valuable. Therefore, whenever money is used to find a so-called good wife for their son, I see that their children rarely receive genuine care from their partners.
We're talking about giving an extra 100 for living expenses while in school, but it seems like to you it's an extra $1,000,000.
Regardless of the amount of money, my view is that when children are dating, it's their own matter. This applies not only to dating, but also to marriage. They should rely on their own abilities to date and marry. We often talk about men needing to take responsibility, but in fact, parents need to take responsibility first. Issues like dating and starting a family are very personal and highly individualized matters. In such matters, parents should intervene very little. This way, children can benefit from the process of falling in love and supporting each other based on their own characteristics. Moreover, I believe that parental involvement affects young people's mutual judgment, making their actions no longer solely represent their personal behavior, but also significantly relate to their family.
If your child tells you that their living expenses are too low and asks you to give them more, it would seem a bit cold-hearted not to.
However, the reason we give money should definitely be for your living expenses, not for your dating expenses. Even if the child deceives you, at least they understand that love and marriage are their own matters. Boys generally have just two wishes. One is to pursue various hobbies, and the other is women. These two wishes are an important driving force for a boy's growth and maturity. If he wants to play with something, and you parents pay for it, and if he wants to find a woman, and you parents also pay for it, then how will he grow on his own?
Do you think that parents giving their children some dating funds out of love is considered spoiling them?
I think it is. If we want our children to have a better life, we should first think about improving their abilities. If our love for our children hinders their growth, it is considered spoiling.
Although what you say makes sense, it sounds as if parents don't love their children that much.
As the saying goes, parents who truly love their children plan for their long-term future. Parents who truly love their children will naturally prioritize their children's growth. It's only when our own childhood experiences lead to internal deficiencies that we seek to compensate for, that we might project these compensations onto our children. This kind of mindset can lead to spoiling.